Hello guys, welcome back to Coding Cafe. So now in this video tutorial we are going to work on the profile image. So let's do it. So the profile image is we have cast it here, which is private circular image view profile image. We have initialized it here, and then also we have cast inside our on create method, which is this one. Okay, so this is the id, and in this way we get the circular image view from the xml file. You can see that the id for that is set of profile image, so we have cast it here. Okay, so this is the circular image view, the profile image. So yeah, let's start work on it. So we can say after the save information button here, we can say profile image, we can set a click listener on it basically. So we can say set on click listener, new on click listener, sorry for that. And inside this on click method, what we gonna do first, let me tell you. When a user click on this profile image, which is this, okay, when a user click on it, when a user tap on it, then it will redirect the user to his mobile phone gallery. So before I explain further, first let's do coding for this, okay, to send the user to the to his mobile phone gallery. So yeah, let's do the coding for it. So here we can say intent, and let's call it gallery intent, which will be equals to new intent semicolon gallery intent dot set action intent dot get action content intent dot get dot intent dot get action content, where it is, this one, intent dot get action content, action get content. Then we have to tell to it the type, that is which type of files we want to pick from our mobile phone. So we have to write here, that is gallery intent dot type dot set type, okay, set type, and we want to pick only the images from our mobile phone gallery. So we can say image slash and this static sign, or you can say this multiply sign, okay, and then make sure to put a semicolon here. And then we're gonna start the activity for the gallery intent. So we can say start activity for result basically, okay. For the image we start activity for the result, okay, start activity for result, and it need two parameters. One is the gallery intent and the other one is the gallery pick, okay. So the gallery pick will be a variable, so let's first create that variable. Here above we can say final static int, and let's call it gallery pick equals to 1. And now we can pass that gallery pick here. So you can say gallery pick. Let's test our app if it is working or not. So our app is running now, and let's log out from here because Muhammad Ali account is already created, okay. So let's create another account. So I write the email, then password, and then confirm password, and now let's click on create account. So you can see that the account is created, okay, and it redirects us to the second step of the verification for creating the account, which is the register activity. So now let's click on this profile image, and you can see that it redirect us to the mobile phone gallery. That is, it redirect me to my mobile phone gallery. Currently I am a user of this app, as you see that I am using it, okay. So it redirect me to my mobile phone gallery, and from here now the next thing which we will be doing is to select image from here. And once we select that image from here, then we will add the cropping functionality. We have to do the code for adding crop functionality to our app. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. So this is for the gallery, and then we can say once the user pick image from his gallery, that is from here, then we have to get that image, and once we get that image, then we will apply the cropping functionality on it. Okay, so in order to get the image from there, all we need is to, here we can simply create a method, and that method name will be onActivityResult, on activity result, which is this one. Okay, and this is our method, and now inside this onActivity method we can, after this super.onActivityResult, we can say if request code comes equals to the gallery pick, that is if the image is picked from the gallery, and the second condition will be the result code. So the result code is equals to result okay, the result is okay, and also we can say if the data is not null, that is it has to select an image. Okay, so we can say data not equals to null, and now inside this if statement we can simply get the URI. So we can say URI, press R enter and import this URI from here. So we can say image URI equals to data.getData. Now the next thing is to add a cropping functionality, okay, on the image. Once the user pick image from his mobile phone gallery, then we will send the user to the cropping activity, I mean where a user will crop his image. Okay, so this thing is going to be really cool. Okay, so let's do it. For cropping the image, we will use the Author Hub library. Okay, so the link will be available in the description down below, which is this one. Okay, you can see that here also, this is the link, and the link will also be available in the description down below. So you can simply click on that and it will redirect you to here. It is called Author Hub Android Image Cropper. If you come down here, then you can see that it will work like that. Okay, so yeah, it will crop the image and it can also flip the image. Once I implement it, then you will see that this thing is really cool. Okay, which is developed by this person, which is Author Hub. Okay, so now we can say here that is, first of all, copy this library from here, com.theartofdiv. Okay, so copy it, Control C, and let's go to the build.gradle module app, and after this we can simply paste that library here, and now click sync now and wait for it. It will take 2 to 3 seconds to add this dependency, or you can say this library, inside our Android app. So the library for cropping image by Author Hub, I mean which we passed here just now, okay, it is added successfully inside our Android social network app. I think you can see that it shows this red line here. Okay, so this is not an error. Okay, maybe you guys may be thinking that this is an error, but this is not an error, so don't worry about it. Now let's close this app, and now the next thing is you can go there again, and we have we have added this library inside our app. There are permissions for reading and for writing, okay, the storage. So you have to add these two permissions, copy these two permissions, and now here this is our manifest folder. You can see this Android manifest.xml file. Click here, and after the internet permission, we can simply paste the two permission here. So these are our two permissions which we paste here. Now the next thing is to copy this. I mean, this is basically the crop image activity which will appear. Okay, so you can simply copy this activity, Control C, go to the Android Studio, and come here again to the Android manifest.xml, and here at the bottom, above this application, okay, paste that activity here for the cropping image. Okay, so that's it. Now we are ready to code for the crop image and to get the crop image for the profile, for the user profile. So here we can say crop image, image, crop image. Okay, the C is capital. Okay, the C is capital. Crop image. Now press Alt Enter and import this crop image dot activity. So we are going to basically display the cropping activity where a user will crop his image, his profile image. Then we can say dot set guideline crop image view, crop image view dot guidelines dot on dot set x aspect ratio, and since it is a profile image, then we are going to go with the size 1 of 1 from the x-axis and the y-axis. Then we say dot start the cropping activity. You can say this. Then after this if statement, we can say we are now going to get that crop image. So we can say if request code becomes equals to crop image dot crop image activity request code, this one. So we can get that crop image dot activity result. Let's get the result, crop image dot get activity result. So we can in this way get the image. Okay, in here you can simply write this data. So if the result is okay, then we say request code is okay, request code equal to result okay. Then we are going to get the crop image URI. So here we need create another URI. We can say URI result URI equals to result dot get URI. So before we proceed, let test our app to see what is that it is working or not. So now let's click here and let's select a picture from here. So you can see that we are on the crop activity, and from here you can see that this is the crop aspect ratio from x-axis and y-axis. Okay, now you can simply flip and flop this image or whatever you can do. Okay, you can see that. So it is working really nice. It is fine. So now we can simply select this, and now the next thing which we will be doing is once the user click on this crop button, you know that we get the URI. Okay, we get the URI and we store it inside the result URI. We are storing basically the result URI. Now the next thing is to save the crop image once the user click here. Okay, so we get basically the URI, or you can say this image, crop image. Now the next thing is to store it inside the Firebase storage, and once we store it in the storage, then we will save it in the Firebase database, and then we can display it on our setup activity. So in order to save it inside the Firebase storage, we need a reference to the Firebase storage. So let's first create that reference here. So here we can say private Firebase, not Firebase, it is the storage reference. Okay, so we can say storage reference, and let's call it user profile image ref, which means reference, user profile image reference. And inside our own create method, after the user reference, we can say user profile image reference equals to Firebase storage get reference child, and we are going to create a folder in our Firebase storage by the name profile images. That's it. So in this way we create a reference to our Firebase storage where we create a child, or you can say a folder, profile images, and we will be storing the profile images here. So now come down here, and after this result URI we can create another storage reference just to put the image file under the inside that profile images folder, the reference which we created. Okay, so here we can say storage reference file path, let's call it file path, and the reference is the store user profile image ref, and under that folder we will have a child, and we want to save the user profile image by his unique profile, by his unique ID. So we can say current user ID, which is the ID, if you remember, this is basically the ID which we get here. Okay, by using the mauth we get the current user ID, which is the ID of the user who is going to set his profile image. So then we can say we are going to set the type of that image, so we can say plus dot jpg and put a semicolon here. So now let's store this image inside the Firebase storage. So this is a simple task. We can say file path dot put file, and it is stored inside the result URI, which you know that the result of that cropped image is stored inside this URI, which is result URI. So this will put a semicolon here. So this will basically save the cropped image inside the Firebase storage. Now the next thing is to add the image also on inside the Firebase database. Basically we will be storing the link of that image which are stored in the Firebase storage. We will basically save the link of that image inside the Firebase database. So let's do it. So first we have to add a click listener on this so that it can tell us either the task is successful or not. So we can say dot add on complete listener, new on complete listener, and inside this on complete method we can say now if the task is successful. Then we gonna display the toast message first, that is your image is stored to the storage. So let's write here the text, that is profile image stored successfully to Firebase storage. So this is just the text. Okay, so whatever message you want to display to the user, you can write the message here. Now the next thing is to store it inside the Firebase database. So all we need is to get the link of this image from the Firebase storage. So to get the link, it is very easy. We can create here a final string type variable, and let's call that variable as download URL equals to task.result.getDownloadURL dot to string. Put a semicolon here, and now we are going to save the link or the URL, or you can say the link of that profile image of the user inside the Firebase database. So you know that we have a user node inside our Firebase database, and then the unique user ID. Under this unique user ID we have the user information. So in order to add the profile image link to the Firebase database, all we need is to have a user reference which we already created. If I show you, this is our database reference by the name user ref. This is the reference. Okay, you can see that, and then we have this current user ID. So we can directly access now by just writing here user ref dot child, and let's call it as a profile. We are going to save it by the name profile image dot set value. So it will set the value inside our Firebase database, and it is stored inside this download URL. So copy this and pass that variable here, that is download URL. Now we can say add on complete listener, new on complete listener, and make sure to put a semicolon here first. And now inside this on complete method, when the image link is stored inside the Firebase database, that is when the image is stored successfully to the Firebase database, then task.is successful, then we're gonna display a simple message, that is the image is also stored successfully to the Firebase database. So here we can say profile image stored to Firebase database successfully. That's it. And in the next line we can say, okay, now we have to also display a message if any error occurred. So we can say else toast message will be error occurred. And also we need to tell the user the error type, so we can get that too. So we can say string message equals to task.getException.message .get message, and pass that message variable here. That's it. So yeah, that is all about our image. Now you can see that we have done it successfully. The next thing is to, let's say if the crop image not work. Okay, so you can see that we have a result code. So if the crop image is not work properly, then we have to also display an error message, or you can say a toast message. So this is our result code which is finished here. So after it we can say else, and let display here a toast message too, toast, and then we can say error occurred, and we can say image can't be cropped, try again. So yeah, that's it. Okay, and the next thing is to add a progress dialog. Come down here, and when we say, let's come down here where it is, this one. When we save the information, you can simply copy all these 4 steps, Control C, and come here above. When we get the crop image result here, we can simply paste that code here, okay, the loading bar, and we can say profile image will be the title, and we're gonna tell the user please wait while we are updating your profile image dot show, and if the task is successful, then we're gonna dismiss the loading bar. And also in the else statement, the task is, we can say loading bar dot dismiss. And also come down here, and inside this last else statement we can dismiss the loading bar here too. And one more thing which is left is, that is when the image is stored successfully inside the Firebase database, then we're gonna send the user to the setup activity again to write the username, full name, and country name. So here we can say intent, let's call it setup intent equals to new intent setup activity dot this, and we're gonna send the user to the setup activity again. So we can say setup activity dot class. So yeah, that's it, and put a semicolon here, and then we can start the activity for the setup intent. Instead of calling it setup intent, we can call it self intent, and we then start the activity for the self intent. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, everything is fine. Now let me tell you again the all these things which we did here. First of all, what we did, that is on the profile image, which is our view for the image view. When a user tap on it or click on it, it will redirect the user to his mobile phone gallery, and once it redirects to his gallery, a user will pick a picture from there, select a picture from his mobile phone gallery. Now we have to get the result of that image, I mean to pick that image. What we did, we just create a method called onActivityResult, and by inside this onActivityResult, we just check the request code, the result code, and if the data is not null, we just write the conditions for it. Okay, if that is okay, then we are going to get the image URI of the simple image URI. Okay, then after it, we add the crop image activity. Once the user select image from his gallery, then he will be redirected to the crop image, and from there he will simply crop the image. Now once the user click on the crop button, so when the user click on that crop button, we have to get the URI of that image too. I mean, we have to get that cropped image. So what we did, we here just check for the if request code equals to crop image, and we just get that crop image activity result code. Okay, so this is our crop image activity result, which we store inside this result. And if the result code is equal to, oh sorry, this is the result code. Okay, remove this request code from here. This will be the result code. So this is a mistake. Okay, you can simply write here result. So if the result code is okay, if the result is okay, if the result code is okay, then we just get the result of that image, which we store inside the result URI, or you can set that cropped image, we store it inside this URI type variable result URI, and then we create a reference to a Firebase database first, which is user profile image reference. If I show it to you, then this is our profile images folder which we created inside the Firebase storage. I will show it to you guys now once I explain these things to you guys. So then here we just create a file path to the Firebase storage. Okay, you can set that the storage reference here. So by using the profile images storage folder reference, we inside that folder we just create a child, and by using the user unique ID, we store the profile image when we give the type of that image, that is .jpg. And then simply what we did next, that is we are just putting the file which is stored, I mean the cropped image which is stored inside this result URI. So by writing this line of code, we just put that file inside the profile images folder, and we stored that picture there. Now we set a click listener just to check the result, that if the task is successful or not. So if the task is successful, then what we did, we just get the URL of that image from the Firebase storage, and we now go by using the user reference, we then store that image reference inside the Firebase database. You can see that. Okay, .set value download URL, and then the rest is the task successful. And if the task is successful, then we send the user to the setup activity again, just to write his name, username and full name, and then the error, else part is the error. And if any error occur, let's say here, that is this one, which is if the result code is okay, then it will save the image first to the Firebase storage and then to the Firebase database. But if any error occurred, then it will simply display this message, which is error occurred, image can be cropped, image can't be cropped, cannot be cropped, try again. That's it. And go to your Firebase console, click here on storage. Okay, and you can see that this is our storage, and you can simply click here on get started, and you can see that it says security rules. These are the security rules, so click on got it. Okay, so make sure to do this step. Okay, just go there to your Firebase console, click on storage, and then click on get started and accept the rules. Now let's run our app to see if it is working or not. So our app is running now, and let's select a profile image from my gallery. And now I am on the crop activity, so let's crop that image. Click on crop, and it says profile image. Please wait while we are updating your profile image. And it says profile image stored successfully to storage. Okay, now I will show it to you guys the Firebase storage, but before we do that, let's write here the username first. So let's call it Peter 438, and the full name is Peter Parker. Once we do that, then I will show it to you guys. Okay, so let's say we can get England. Now let's click on save information, and your account is created successfully. Now let's go to the Firebase console. So you can simply refresh your storage. Once you refresh that, then you can see that the profile images folder is created successfully. If I open it, then you can see that this is our image. This is the profile image, and you can see that this is the user unique ID, and this is the JPG image extension, not this ID which is SAWS1. If I come here, refresh this authentication, and you can see that this is Peter Parker and this is unique ID. So you can see that the image is stored successfully to the Firebase storage. Now if I go to the Firebase database, then you can see that this is the Peter Parker information, and this is the profile image information, which is the link to this image which is stored inside this Firebase storage. So in this way we have successfully complete the setup activity where we get the personal information of a user from him or from her. Okay, so yeah, this is it for this video, and if anyone is new to our channel, then please subscribe our channel, thumbs up for this video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.